I know I'm not the first to say this, and I definitely won't be the last. Living the nomadic lifestyle isn't for the faint of heart, and maybe the vehicle that you choose to do it in can pose some challenges along the way. But I like to think that it's all about the journey, and not so much all the breakdowns or flat tires or blown up transmissions on the side of the road. And perhaps sometimes we build a connection with that vehicle. And because of that, it makes the journey just a little bit better. Let's talk about transmissions. So I drove up to this spot, and you're probably wondering how I managed to make it here with my current transmission issues. So I think I left off, I was about to go to Roseburg, Oregon, because I was in Bend, Oregon when I first discovered my transmission was making a lot more noise than it should be. I woke up in the morning and I was about to hightail it over to Roseburg because I did find a transmission, an 09 Ford transmission on Facebook Marketplace that was for sale for like $700 and something. I don't know. It was cheap. It was a known good transmission that was pulled out of a early 80s Vanagon. That's what I was banking on. However, I woke up that morning and I started driving to Western Oregon, and I only made it like an hour outside of town when my good friend Nate texted me a listing on Craigslist for the same transmission in Bend, Oregon. So of course I messaged the guy right away, and he responded. And I got his phone number and I drove straight on over to his house. He showed me the transmission and a few of his vans that he's parting out, and then he offered for me to swap it out in his driveway. And that's exactly what I did. So thank you so much to Kevin. He is a legend. He really helped me out and gave me a really killer deal on this transmission. Once I was done there, the test drive was pretty much driving it back to Montana, my favorite state in the United States of America, apart from Alaska, but we'll talk more on that later. So yeah, now I'm back in Montana. The transmission has been doing flawlessly, and now I get to spend my favorite time of year in my favorite state, because the fall colors are starting to turn and we've had a couple nights with quite a bit of snow. But unfortunately, I'm not going to stick around here too long, because tomorrow I'm going to head down to Salt Lake City because I'm going to clear out my storage unit and move everything up to Montana. And then once that's done, I think Ray and I are gonna head on up to Glacier National Park next weekend and go bike the Going to the Sun Road. And then once we get back to Western Montana, I'm gonna tear this van apart and start building it out. Good morning. We're actually out here in Utah today, and we're camped out in the Uinta Mountains, and they are popping off with the fall colors. We're gonna go explore those fall colors this morning. we are now headed to the storage unit to try and clear it out. It's a lot. We went there yesterday and there's a lot of boxes. We're gonna try and fit it all in the van here and drive it back up towards Montana. Let's go to a coffee shop. Let's do this later. So everything does technically fit. It's just not looking great. I'm glad I have the high top, and I'm realizing I forgot to turn off the lights, but that's okay. I'm gonna go do a dump run and then probably head on up to Montana. Hello, just household trash. What was that? No. Thanks, you too. Before we leave Utah, Ray is getting a driving lesson from yours truly. She's gonna learn how to drive a manual transmission. How do you feel about this?
Super stoked.
Yeah, both of us.
That was really fun. I made it super far.
This was her idea.
I was in first last time.
Maybe not.
I'm scared.
So come out a little bit on the clutch and just feel it. So
it's telling me like, hey.
It's starting, see, like it's starting to engage. Yeah, I guess I didn't update you guys, but I didn't want to make her nervous with the camera, but she was
nervous enough.
She was doing pretty good. She was driving a manual transmission. And the van still runs. But if the transmission were to blow up, I've got another one in one of these boxes in the back of the van, so it would have been fine. Okay, we're gonna go to Montana now, and we're gonna make a pit stop in Jackson. Alright, we just got to a camp spot for the night that's not too far away from Jackson, Wyoming, and we're going to be camping out tonight because I live full-time in my Volkswagen. The only issue is that we're going to have to move a few boxes out of the way to be able to sleep here in this 1985 Volkswagen Vanagon. The reason why it's an issue is because there's a lot of stuff in here, and the bed is all the way out, and that's a transmission, and that's a lot of Volkswagen parts. We got 2 pairs of skis, 2 5-gallon diesel cans, and a lot more boxes back there. We also have a full jug of coolant because throughout the years I've done coolant flushes on this van, and I don't know where to take it. If you know where to take used coolant, leave a comment in the comment section below, because I have no idea what to do with this. I've just been carrying it around with me for the past couple of years because I just moved from one storage unit to the next, and then I just put it in the storage unit and forget about it until later. Well, it's later, and I still have a lot of coolant to get rid of. Anyway, I'm gonna clean this up in, let's say, 3, 2, 1. All right, and because we're in the van full time, well, we got all the freaking boxes out here, but at least we'll be able to sleep somewhere tonight. Okay, so bad news. We did go to Jackson. I picked up my mail, and now we're just going over Teton Pass to go into Idaho and then eventually Montana, but we overheated coming up this large mountain pass. But we have a bunch of stuff in the back, so I'm gonna try and move like half of it forward and then open up the back and take the boxes out of the back so I could access the engine, hopefully just fill it with coolant. Worst case, I blew a head gasket or blew up the motor. Who knows? Hopefully it's just coolant. But I have a bunch of used coolant here that I could use. I just don't have a spare engine, so we shall see. Okay, that should be enough to take these boxes out of the back and access the engine cover. Let's see.
Here? Oh, just have to push really hard.
Yeah.
Oh. Fun.
Yeah. She actually goes to the gym and she's stronger than me, so I don't want to hear it. Good job.
Oh, my muscles.
Okay, I'll help you with this one. I think it's heavy.
I'm pretty sure the other ones are heavier.
Okay, you got it. It was heavy for me. It's looking good, I hope. It's under pressure. Yeah.
Skittle for your troubles.
Tragedy. It doesn't sound happy. But I did find the issue.
Oh.
The coolant line popped off.
Oh.
That's good and bad. The good thing is that I could fix it, and I have 5 gallons of used coolant in my van. So that's good.
Green juice.
Where's Nyla?
She's right here.
Oh. Okay, it's looking good. The engine runs. It is, it's good enough. I'm gonna go for good enough. We're almost to the top of the pass. Then it's all downhill from here. I'm just gonna keep an eye on my coolant temperatures, and hopefully on the drive down it'll like mellow out and it'll be okay. But all this extra weight is not helping us get over this hill. And I'm gonna check the oil as well and make sure that's good, but I'm not seeing any oil in the coolant as of right now, which is very good. It looks like that coolant hose just popped off. I popped it back on. I pulled this hose off and this hose off, the in and the return for the engine, and filled that with coolant just to try and get all of the coolant out of the radiator. And yeah, this is not the right coolant for this engine because it's green, but it's okay because once we get back to Montana, I'm ripping this engine out and the interior out and just rebuilding everything. It's gonna be a long winter. Stay tuned. Okay, just got to Montana on the way here. I called around a few storage unit places and ended up finding one. And I completely forgot how how big my one in Utah was, but I was paying $110, $115 a month for my small little storage unit that was indoors and whatever. But that was the only one available at the time, and when I was driving up here, I called a few. They were all filled up, and I ended up reserving one that was a 10 by 20 for $88 a month. So I thought it was about the same size, and I just opened it, and it's freaking huge. Okay, we have mostly everything packed in this storage unit here. I kind of spaced everything out so it's easier to access, and the reason I'm doing this is so I could build out the van. As you guys know, I have been saying I need to build out this van, and this winter that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, and that's why I moved everything up here to Montana so it's easily accessible. I'll be staying over at Ray's house while I rip everything out of the van and completely redo it fully custom instead of the stock Westfalia interior. I'm also going to be doing the engine, the transmission, and suspension. It's going to be a busy winter, and it's definitely going to be a cold one as well. But step one has been completed, acquiring a storage unit just down the road from where I'm going to be doing this build. And now I have access to all of my spare parts that I've accumulated throughout the years. I have all of the stuff to completely rebuild the 1.9 TDI that's in my van. I have a couple transmission parts. Actually, this box right here is one of my old spare transmissions that I've been holding on to for who knows how long. It was making some noise, and I'll probably just tear the ring and pinion out of this one. So once I start the build on my current transmission that is not in the van, I will be replacing the fourth gear for a taller fourth gear, a much taller fourth gear. Right now there's a 0.82 Weddell in there, and I'm thinking 0.75, somewhere in there, just so I could cruise at like 65, 70 RPM at 3000 RPM and everything be happy. But in the meantime, I'll probably start with the engine because, yeah, like I said, the full rebuild kit, I have two full spare 944 CV axles in there that I'll be swapping in, just so when I put this engine back together this time, it's gonna be perfect. You'll be able to eat your dinner off of it. As for the interior, I'll be completely ripping out everything and building a frame out of 80/20 aluminum, T-frame aluminum, whatever. So it's going to be completely solid inside the van. I've been talking to a few companies about building out the interior. However, I think I'm going to do it myself and build everything myself and make it exactly how I want to and really take my time. I'm going to be giving myself a time frame to do this and heading down to Mexico probably in February. Alright, after a long, eventful drive, we've made it back to Montana, and I've got the van cleared out. I managed to get a storage unit here in western Montana. I ended up getting a unit that's way bigger than the one I had in Salt Lake City because I was looking at the prices and they didn't really match up, so I got one that's like a little bit cheaper than the one I had in Salt Lake. It turns out it's like a full, like, oversized one-car garage, but hey, I was able to spread all my stuff out, and now I can find stuff a lot easier, and I have a lot less stuff now, which is great. And the van made it here with, well, a few issues, but we made it. I can't wait to tear this thing apart. And like always, I would like to invite you guys to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. And if you like this video, click the little like button down there. I'd much appreciate it. Any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week.